for more on what we need to know and how to protect ourselves, let's bring in Dr. Frita Fisher, founder and president of her own nephrology practice. Dr. Frita, good morning to you. These warnings sound incredibly serious. Help us understand the magnitude of this.
They are serious, Brooke, because though it is rare, triple E is potentially very fatal. We know that back in 2019, it had a 50% mortality. The typical mortality is about 30%, meaning that 30% of the people who get the encephalitis from the virus will die. And so it's very serious to know how to protect yourself, because we actually, unfortunately, have no specific treatment for the EEE virus. There's no specific human vaccine. And so the prevention is key, and recognizing symptoms is key.
Right. What are some of those signs and symptoms that people should be aware of?
Yes. So most people will have no symptoms, but about 4 to 10 days after being bitten by a mosquito, people can develop confusion, headache, fevers, diarrhea. And if it progresses to encephalitis, which is inflammation of the brain, or meningitis, which is inflammation of the membrane surrounding the brain and spinal cord, it could lead to paralysis, intellectual disability, and even death.
What precautions can people be taking? I mean, I think hearing these headlines is also so scary because, you know, you've got kids playing outside in the summertime. You've got kids going back to school. I mean, regardless, anyone being outside, what precautions can people take?
Not being outside, Brooke. So the
Yeah.
mosquitoes are they're mostly in the dusk and dawn. And so in the evening times and the morning times, which is when kids like to play or when you walk your dog, that's when you need to avoid being outside. You also want to avoid wearing short sleeves, even though it's the summertime. You want long sleeves tucked into long pants. Avoid standing water being around the house. And in the house, make sure that your doors and your windows are sealed tightly. Also, pay attention to what's going on in your local departments of health, because they're doing aerial spraying to make sure that the mosquitoes are, not able to really proliferate, and also wearing an EPA approved repellent. Okay, so something with DEET, DEET will be helpful as well. And if you get bitten by a mosquito and then you develop flu symptoms, especially if you're immunocompromised, consult with your physician immediately.
If you can, put this into some context for us compared to other mosquito-borne illnesses in America. How does this compare?
So, it's similar in a way to West Nile virus, even the Jamestown Canyon virus, as far as the mosquito bites causing the infection. I'll tell you what is some good news, I guess a little bit of a silver lining. It's not contagious from person to person in the sense that touching another person with it, you can't get it that way. Sneezing, coughing, respiratory droplets, which we are all too familiar with, you can't spread it that way. It's not contagious in that fashion. You can only get it, as far as we know, if you're bitten by a mosquito. And so it tends to be rare. In fact, in 2021, according to the CDC, there were only 5 cases in the United States. Nevertheless, as we see, one case can be enough, and it can unfortunately cause a fatality, as what happened with this man in New Hampshire. And there are other cases. Already we know that there's a case in Massachusetts, a case in New Jersey, a case in Vermont, a case in Wisconsin. And so people just need to be aware that, especially if you're in a high-risk area, it can happen to you. So take the precautions and try not to get bitten by a mosquito.
Yeah, an important warning. Dr. Frita Fisher, thank you for helping us understand all of this.